Eric, brother man, sorry. I meant to answer your question, but I got all excited and giddy because the movement and the battle happened, the good one. And what I'm talking about is on days where we're green, where we're actually in a position to make moves, and retail is winning that day. They fucking show up here with over 500,000 in volume and buy pressure right around 12:30. A lot of times it would happen at like 12:05 or around 12:30. But a lot of time that shit would happen, and it typically would carry over into a little battle like this for a minute, um, 15 minutes to sometimes into the 1 o'clock hour. So this was good to see. Very, very happy to see this on a day like this. It's happened in the past, like where we were losing in a red day, or it was just a lully ass fucking bullshit day, barely green, and somewhere in the noon hour there'd be like a buy of 130 in volume, which it's not going to get it done. We need high volume. I would love to see this start like being around 1 million or damn near close to it in the first move. That would be fucking awesome. But I'm going to take this today and be very, very happy with it. So, um, Monty, I wouldn't start saying all-time highs are coming yet. I mean, I'm not. Again, let's take this a fucking day at a time, brother man. Let's take it a day at a time. Because God forbid you start throwing all your goddamn money into this thing, and then the all-time highs don't come. Some dumb shit happens, and boom, maybe this sell-off and this uh, fucking restructuring and the Fed taper and the possible correction could have an impact on AMC. That's possible that it could see a negative impact for a minute. So, still think it's safest to take this day by day. Um, Play it day by day. Please don't like take loans out and shit and go dump it into this shit yet. Yet. Actually, you probably shouldn't do that at all. If you take the loan out, put a little bit in at a time if that's what you're doing. Um, But I personally am nowhere near comfortable going all in on this thing yet. Not at all. I am still very, very much slow playing it. I do definitely want to make sure I have some skin in the game at the end of each day, just with the way that it's moving, because God forbid, like I said, when it ran up the way it ran up, it was in the fucking pre-market, and if you weren't already in, I mean, it was damn near, it was hard to get in because it was just running up so fucking much so quickly. But Eric, as far as the options go, I mean, again, just there's good videos out there, man. That they are super quick. I still prefer you watch my homeboy in the money. That dude is good. He breaks everything down and makes sure before he moves on, you can answer questions about shit, so you understand shit. Um, then you got paper trading platforms you can use to practice, but the longer expirations on option contracts. That they're going to cost more for ones that should be lucrative, which actually, shockingly, the 145s at January are profitable. I, I mean, that is a good sign. That's crazy to me. Um, but still, it's if you buy them longer out, the reward is not as great, but the loss is not as great either. If it goes down this way, you don't lose as much of your investment. You have plenty of time to make it back up. But when it goes up in the same token, you get a little bit of profit. You don't get a lot because your bet is saying, oh, well, I bet it's going to hit this price in this long ass amount of time. So, I mean, it's contracts that are shorter that are the most lucrative, but they're the most dangerous because you have to time it perfectly. I mean, weekly expirations are they're insane if you're not an experienced trader. And those are contracts that maybe Mondays and Tuesdays are okay, but you have to be getting rid of them, whether it's at a loss or it's at a fucking profit. Pretty much in this area, that first hour, just to be safe. Um, then again, it depends on what strike price you're getting. But I mean, a lot of people buy weeklies, $5, $10 over where it's at, just hoping for a quick volatile move up in the morning and then get rid of it, make a few dollars. You don't plan on holding it, expecting it to hit whatever strike price you get. But again, please, please, please educate yourself. I'm not going to give anybody any dates, any options that I think you should get. I'm not doing that. I'm not a financial advisor or anything. I am just here to express the sentiment that this is profitable again, that I am making money on it again, and you can too. I'm not going to be giving out specific plays. That's not my deal. That's not my thing. Because I'm not going to be responsible for someone else's shit if it goes south. That is your investment. We are all different. None of us trade the exact same, and you should never strive to trade like someone else. You can learn from other people for sure, but you should never be wanting to do just what someone else is doing just because. That is how a lot of people lost a lot of money because of Matt Kors. Matt Kors was very, very fucking irresponsible with his open options trading and did not educate or explain a fucking thing, and took people's super chat money and was like, well, I can't tell you what to do, but if it was me, this is what I would do, and then lost these people a bunch of fucking money. Like, I was screaming in them live chats, stop listening to this fucking idiot. Like, please stop listening to him. He is losing y'all money. I'm watching him lose money. He is doing just the most irresponsible fucking options plays ever. Buying fucking contracts on a Friday that expire that fucking day, spending 15 grand on them, and then losing 10 of it before he realizes, oh God, I should sell this. Fucking silly ass shit. But Eric, that's how they work. That's how options work. You buy them longer out. You give yourself plenty of time to hit your strike price. Now, don't get me wrong. If that thing runs up and hits your strike price with plenty of fucking time left, on it, and keeps going up, you're gonna mince yourself a pretty fucking penny. Like, especially if you just, I'm not throwing numbers out there. You ain't tricking me, goddammit. But that's just my point. So if you bought contracts out for next year, January, you give yourself a bunch of time to hit whatever strike price you pick. And the closer you get to it from wherever you bought it, also depending on how many people come in and also buy the same contracts, will change the price. But that's kind of what you're hoping for when you go long. You're going to make some steady profit over time. You can look into leaps and things like that. But yeah, so if you're buying them like for next week, expiring next week, your reward's going to be greater if you're right, if you're correct, and there's a sharp, significant uptick from wherever you bought it at. But again, if it starts going to the downside, you're going to start losing money a lot faster. So that's the difference between the short term and the long term. The long term is just a safety net. You don't make as much, but you don't lose as much until you really start getting close to that expiration. When you start getting theta decay, which the closer you get to the expiration date, that shit is a fucking bitch. It is absolutely horrible. If you're not like in the money pretty well with your contract, like got into the money pretty well from where you bought it, and you're getting closer to your expiration, like if it's a week away, you're going to see significant theta decay if you're still waiting to hit your strike price. So again, options is not the way to go if you aren't sure. In AMC, I highly suggest you trade some options somewhere else. Go find a normal moving stock and play around with some cheap options. Get a feel for how they work, or you can paper trade. Like I said, you can get a paper trading app and give yourself 100 grand in your fake account, but you're trading on the real market with just fake money. It's just a simulation, and then go into AMC and buy some contracts, whatever you're thinking may look good, and buy them there, paper trade them, play with them, figure out, what your strategy will become, and it'll give you a better idea of how profit and loss works with the options there. Um, so yeah, my advice is always for the most part, to give yourself plenty of time on options if you're going long, which is technically for companies that you believe are going to be doing well within the next year or so. Um, Short term is, I mean, that's trading. Leaps and shit. That's more investing. Uh, Trading, day trading options and shit. You're not really going that long. You're playing the short game. Um, and if you suck at putting, you ain't gonna win. I promise you that. You're not gonna win. So be careful. Please be careful. Um, yeah, y'all ain't tricking me. I'm not giving out strikes. I'm not giving out strikes, and I'm not giving out expiration dates. Not happening. But I will answer those questions about the difference between short expiration, long expirations, things like that. So let's see where we end up at the end of this day. If we get up into 38 to 39, man, I don't think they're gonna let that happen. I don't. I really don't think they're gonna let that fucking happen. But seeing this shit kind of gives me a little bit of hope that maybe when we get into power hour again, we may start seeing some old school power hour fucking volatility, and they may not have a goddamn choice in it. There may just be some people over on Fidelity waiting to come with the thunder and just be dropping volume on them. We'll see. I'm very excited for the end of today. I am. I'm not expecting anything, but I'm hopeful that, maybe one of these days this week, Power Hour may become a legitimate thing again, especially the last 10 minutes of the day. So we'll see. I'll probably check back in around that time.